I also was learning about vlogging the other day, and someone said, vlog in the moments that are the toughest. And guys, this is like, it's just been on and off. I've had 1 week on, 1 week off. So that's just how it is. It's how it is when you build and you have kids, guys. This is literally the reality of it. And the tough, like not tough, but the part that makes it a bit tricky is like I plan on recording today. Plan on getting a whole bunch of recording done, and that's not going to happen. Okay, so we're finishing last week's vlog in next week's, because what ended up happening was I did that lovely session with my cousin for Stacked, and we did that whole thing, and I completely forgot that I had actually had that meeting that I'd mentioned earlier with someone on Thursday from Wealth Walks, and I completely forgot. I was really overwhelmed. Didn't even cross my mind until I literally woke up Friday morning at 6:30 in the morning, went, oh my God, I completely forgot. So I messaged her and apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just really overwhelmed right now and I missed it, and it's complete disrespect of your time. It was not intentional. She didn't reply, which is absolutely fair. Like, I basically left her sitting there at a cafe because I completely forgot about the catch up. So that's kind of when I realized that, again, I'm doing what I always do, guys. I am putting too much on my plate, doing everything that I think I should be doing rather than just doing what I can. I listened to this really great reel a year ago, and it was this fitness lady, and she was talking about how when people look at fitness, they look at what they should be doing rather than the capacity of what they have, of what's available to them. I always remember that because her view was like, okay, you start these big workout routines, but like, do you have the capacity? And I always thought of that because I was like, I definitely do not have the capacity right now to be on Slack, trying to network when I'm still trying to build my business. I'm not posting. I haven't posted. The vlogs feel easy for me because I record. I love it. I love talking to people as I work. I think it's really fun, but I am really struggling to get the short form content done, which needs to happen because it's so part of marketing and building a business now. And even just a personal profile, guys. Like, I don't know if this business is going to work, and I'm not super bothered by it. I just want to start speaking. I want to start having a voice. I've always struggled with that, just saying things. And I know that's like a common thing in social media, especially cringe factor, as everyone's saying, scared to voice an opinion because of what other people are going to say. And over the years, I feel like I've worked on that quite a bit. So I think that's something now that I feel ready, like I can jump on and really, I don't know. Anyway, look, at the moment, I think I need to be focusing on practicing speaking, having a voice, building this software out because I use it. And the only thing I'll admit that I feel worried about is I keep coming across this advice where people are like, don't sell something, build an audience first. And obviously my intention wasn't to like just sell something. I built this because I needed it. I built this and I use it every day. Like, I'm going to be using it today to craft the posts as I read as my notes, because it automatically creates notes for you. Like, my whole life lives in this system. So I've created something that I use. So I am a bit in my head about that whole thing of like, should you have an audience first? So I just realized I basically recorded this to this week's now. So we're just going to run with this. I had intended to end last week's vlog in this video, but it's not happening. So, all right. So back to it. What we're doing is this week, we're just going to focus on posting. We're going to focus on putting ourselves out there, just posting. And the goal today was literally just to do 4 recordings, because we're only looking at doing like a minute each, using our beautiful AI to help us craft some really good stories, help us to create really solid posts. And then we're just going to create them. And I'm hoping, praying that I have time to edit at least one today so that we can get it out, because my goal, which is a very strong goal, but again, guys, we're just going all in and we're focusing on this one, like this. So I'm not going to be doing the social networking. I canceled that appointment with the social media person because the feedback I got from my cousin was like, she was like, well, you can do it now, but you don't have much there. So what is she going to give you feedback on? She doesn't have context because you don't have anything on there. And I'm like, fair. So I have canceled that for now. And I am going to start it again later. I'm going to try it again. But for now, I actually came across the Yap Challenge, which is a huge thing at the moment. And I didn't even know. That's the funniest part. Like, I was reading a Substack by Grace Andrews. I was reading her Substack and they were talking about this person. She has this Yap Challenge, and I looked at it and I looked at her and I was like, her approach on camera is really great. She's very natural. And I feel like, I know that yapping is a thing right now, but I feel like, as you know from the vlog, it's very me. Like, I just like talking to the camera. I like the calm vibe. I like just having a conversation with you on the other end. Like that's really what I want my content to be. I've always struggled to, like that fast editing is overwhelming. I've always struggled with hooks. I just don't feel like it's very natural to me, but I am trying to figure that out. And I think her challenge is probably the best one because her approach is so lovely. It's so gentle, it's so calming. And like, that's the way I envisioned myself being. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on this challenge and we're just gonna post because I'm not there, I haven't been there. There's only so much. I could stay in this zone of like fixing everything forever. Like I really could. I could stay in this place of trying to fix the software forever. And that's not where we need to be, is it, guys? We need to be creating content and getting the word out there. And even if it doesn't work, which is fine, and I keep saying that, and lovely people on YouTube are like, stop saying blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're right. Okay. So the goal this week is just to post, to get our voice out there, to get comfortable speaking on the camera, to practice, and something that's super important is to get some actual data. By the way, we gave the AI a name. Her name is Tara. And one of the strengths of Tara, one of the things I tried to build in was that she knows your analytics, right? She has audience listening. She will eventually read your audience's comments, but she will also read the comments of people in your niche based on who you choose. And it's all that information that we can use to help us craft posts that both feel like us, but also meet the needs of the audience. And I can't really know if she does that right now because I don't have any data in my Instagram. I have nothing. So this is another thing too. We're also testing the AI, and that's one thing I'm keeping in mind of to make sure it's great. I'm in it every day. I'm testing it. I'm fixing it based on how I use it. So one of the things I thought about last night was I was like, oh, I don't actually have her new data to fully test whether she works properly. And so that's what we're doing today. We're posting, we're building up our data, and we're going to see if it works because that's the important part of the software, that it gives us that information, that it helps us make better choices with our content. And that's something that I feel like is probably missing at the moment in terms of me being able to check if it works. But guys, let's be honest, this is just about courage. It's just about putting ourselves out there. It's about doing the things that scare us. And it's really interesting because building a business is such a difficult choice. Honestly, I feel like every day I'm sitting there and I'm like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Building a product is the easier part. And again, the risky part and the thing that I feel like I hear mixed signals on is some people say, when you're building a product yourself, it's a good thing because you know you need it, right? If you're using it, like this is not something that I walked into and went, I need something to use to help me with my own work. And that's how it came about. And I feel like there's two ways. People say you either come up with ideas based on the challenges you're having, or you go and you wait until you build an audience, then you ask the audience. I feel like they're the two ways of building a product right now. And I have no idea. I'm just absolutely like a bit frazzled today in terms of figuring out what's going to work, how we're going to do this. So 9 minutes of probably, I hope there was some insight in there. But what we're doing today, guys, we're posting. Let's get started. Let's get moving. No excuses. We're figuring it out. And I keep reminding myself today, the goal is just to record 4 posts. That's it. And I think something that I find, and I don't know if you have the same thing, is like, sometimes we don't post because we're like, what should I post? And something I learned from, I think her name's Jessie. That's going to annoy me. But something I learned from the lady who does the Yap Challenge is she literally just started posting and figuring it out and hearing what her audience was enjoying and then working from there. But she started from a place of finding things she wanted to talk about. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to try some posts. We're going to work in Tara, the new AI that we've fixed and worked on. We're going to do that. We're going to try and edit them. I'm going to try a different style of editing and learn that as well. And literally, guys, the next couple of weeks, you hold me to this, please. The next couple of weeks is not about building out features. The next couple of weeks is about content, because something that happened that I learned recently as well, I keep getting these little bits of random information that just really sit with me. Someone said, and I can't remember what it was someone of one of the big companies, and this girl posted it. He basically said anyone can create software right now, which is true with AI. Okay, don't come at me for that. I am saying that entry-level software can be created by anybody. MVPs are no longer gatekept because we can create them with AI. And that's the biggest thing. That's what I've done. And then I got a developer to help me finish it. But the biggest thing is software can be created now really quickly and much more easily than what it could have looked like from 5 years ago. The biggest skill this person said now was marketing and personality. So that's why people, I feel like, are no longer buying just products, right? They buy into the person, they buy into the personality, the persona, they buy into the values, they buy into the trust of that person, because I think that gives us a sense of community. And that's what I'm learning. And honestly, I'm kind of that's so down my alley because I like talking on camera. I like getting to know people. I've gotten lovely comments from YouTube and I just feel like that's the way things are going. So in saying that, back to the point, in saying that, I think the number one skill after learning how to build something with AI, which has been amazing, is learning how to market. And that means putting ourselves out, learning how to write content, learning how to storytell. And I feel like the first phase of the business, which was the creating, building, has been done. Yes, there will always be things to fix, but I think I'm learning as well that there's always something to fix. So I can't keep fixing things all the time. But where we're at now is we are focusing on the marketing. We're remembering that that's a really important skill to have, and we're working on that right now. So this is what we're doing, guys. Marketing, focusing on posts, storytelling, really honing in on that skill of speaking, and we're gonna get started. So let's do it today. Okay, so I do want to document how I'm using Stacked to get my process started because this is the whole idea, right? As a small business owner, as a social media manager, it's really overwhelming having all these different places to manage our social media and manage our strategy. Okay, you will see here with Tara. So what she's saying is I've said to her, okay, the goal is to have 2 posts that talk about the features. Now, this is a part I love. Love the goal, 2 product intro posts is the right move. You've been building trust with founder stories. So she knows what, all our content here, what we're doing. She knows the context of everything. So the best thing is she's actually asking, who are these primarily for? So the reason that is so important is because obviously if you have 2 target segments, you're creating a product and you don't know exactly who your audience is, the way this is built out, you can add 2 different audiences and then you can actually say, hey, let's focus on this audience or that audience because they both have different needs and different pain points. And that's where I'm at the moment with Stacked Social. I know that it could work for business owners, which is the feedback I've gotten. And I know that it could also work for social media managers, but to do posts for those are very different pain points and different things. So that's why she's asking us who we are appealing to. And then the second question she says, what's the one thing you want someone to feel after watching or reading, like the emotional landing? And the reason that I put that in is because I'm learning at the moment that posts are really about, how we want someone to feel when they read it. And that's something that we're going to put into our marketing strategy as well. And I think it's really important that those are the focus of the way that we post things, rather than just looking at it from a simple story arc or just trying to write. So that's why I love Tara, because she's asking really good questions already. She's trying to get our context to drive home a good post that connects with the audience, but is also us, right? Sounds like us. So let's get started and see what happens. All right, momentum, guys. Script 1 is done. I did some scripts last night, so we have a few, but I just wanted to show you how I've done it. So basically, the thing that I really love at the moment is storytelling. I'm learning so much about it, and I did put it into the AI. So here, and what I've done, a new feature, which I love, is a little mic here, because now what I can do is I can literally just speak and it'll pull out the story for me and give me the hook. And again, these are my own words. And if it's not there, it'll say. That's what I love about Tara. She'll be like, no, I don't think so. And that's what's happened once. I know recently, it was really funny. She said, who do you want to speak to? And I was like, let's speak to both. And she was like, no, if you speak to both, you speak to no one. It was so good and it was so honest. And that's exactly what I feel like as a business owner who's trying to figure out what to post. That's what I need. So some things we're going to practice today. We're going to record this. Feedback I got again from my lovely cousin is that I yell when I talk. So I think of an actual story from my ex-boyfriend who was like, why are you yelling? He was actually, that wasn't the best relationship, but he had a point apparently. So, and I agree. Sometimes I hear myself and I'm like, I'm really loud. So that's one thing I need to practice. Something that Jessie Jean, I looked it up. Jessie Jean says in her content is, you have to drop it down 15%. And I think that's something that I prefer. I know I watched something else recently and it was like, if you're on camera, you need to be really explosive and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not me. This is genuinely how I would like to speak. So we're gonna try it today. We're gonna use it. And something else that is really great is, look at this. So once you write a script, excuse the dirty screen, it actually turns it into a readable script for you and you can change it. You can do all caps if you prefer it. And so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna record on my camera and I'm gonna use my phone in front of me as the dot points. So let's try that today, guys. Okay, guys, editing is about to start. We just recorded, so let's see how we go. I'm really trying to, again, figure this out, and I'm excited to also start the Yap Challenge, which begins in my time, Thursday morning because I am ahead in Melbourne. So let's see how these posts go, and keeping in mind, we are learning how to post, we're practicing, we're putting ourselves out there, having an opinion, having a say, and yeah, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really good at staying on script with that. So let's see how it goes. Okay, guys. So we said that we were going to get 1 post edited, and we got 3. I'm so happy with that. I feel like today was so much better. So one thing I know is that I know lots of people like to batch record, and I feel like my best kind of workflow is when I batch record like up to 3 videos and then go straight into editing them, because I usually have an idea of what I want them to look like when I want to edit them. So that's what I did today, and I felt like it worked really well. So tonight we're going to finish the editing after the kids go to bed. Then we're going to plan for tomorrow's post to record. Now, if we do this, guys, I can probably get 1 video out every 2 days. The goal was to get a video a day, but the only thing is, that means 14 posts a week. I don't know if I can do that. If I had just 7 posts, I feel like I could smash that out if I was only focusing on 1 account. But because I'm trying to build up Stacked and I'm trying to build up my account, I feel like that's probably a big goal right now. So I'm gonna get it down to like 1 post every 2 days. Let's see how that goes. So that's like what, 3-4 posts a week? So that's about 7 posts that I have to do a week. And keeping in mind, these are short videos, and the editing was a lot easier than what I thought, because I just kept it simple. I love that pop sound. I know everyone uses it, but I love it. So I used that. I did some really plain editing. I used a lot of memes, very me. Use my brand colors for both the Stacked social videos and for my own video as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to get it out there. I feel like that's also a different feeling for me. I feel like usually I'm like dreading it, but I'm really looking forward to it, because I really feel like at the moment I'm honing in on the things that I want to say, really having that opinion, that point of view. And that's not really something that I've had ever. I feel like it's something that I've worked on recently, and over the years in therapy. I feel like now I've become more and more comfortable with voicing, my views on things. And one of those things that, especially on my personal account, is a lot about AI, building with AI, practicing building with AI, being okay building with AI, mainly because I feel like there's lots of people out there that feel like they shouldn't, because they're not a developer or a software engineer, myself included. But at the same time, it's such a important thing to look at if you have an idea, obviously, as well, but such an important skill to know if you're interested in AI, because entry level is changing, and that I think is happening with AI. That's something that I heard recently by a speaker when they were like, their husband said they're in tech, and they said that entry level jobs would be what was taken out with AI. And I believe that, because, I was able to create Stacked from nothing, like from no experience, next to no experience. But I also knew that I still needed a developer to clean it up. He's doing such a great job, and he's doing things that I could not do because I simply don't have the experience and the education. And he's obviously a high level developer. So I definitely feel like it's a really interesting time, because we're creating ideas, we're building things out, we're figuring it out, we're able to do that. And I think that's so exciting for people that have ideas and MVPs and things they want to build out. And so that's why I really encourage it. Remember, it's about play, experimentation, figuring things out with the AI. I think that's the most important thing that I'm learning. But yeah, it's getting good, guys. I feel like it's finally starting to settle, and we'll be ready to launch in September. So that's the most important part. We're launching in September. But yeah, today has been a good day. I feel like I did some havening this morning around my anxiety of not knowing what to post, not knowing what to say. And I reminded myself that the most important thing is just to do it, especially when I was listening to, I think her name is Jessie, the person that's doing the yapping, has done the yapping course. I love that she was looking at her analytics, just posting, seeing how it goes. And that's what we're doing. We're just posting, we're testing, we're trialing, making sure that the data is right. We're getting out there, we're learning to edit, we're doing things this week, and I'm really excited because I feel like I am walking slowly into the next phase of the business, even if it's by myself. But yeah, really important. I think marketing is such an important skill, and I know I said that already, but yeah, that was today. We're editing, we're getting really clear on how we're getting out there. And now we're at the gym and we're living the life of balance, at least for this week, because I didn't go last week. So let's see how tomorrow goes. And I want to show you the post that I did and the things that I think have been the most helpful with me when it comes to figuring out what to post, and for the books and the storytelling techniques that I've loved so far. So do you know what was ironic this week, guys? I was like, what can I do differently in this vlog this week? Because I don't feel like there's much happening. And this morning I'm sitting with my son. I'm sharing breakfast with him, fork, knife, everything. And you're probably thinking, why is she telling me this? This is weird. Okay, so I'm sharing breakfast with him and then I'm like, okay, time to change him. Childcare, today's a work day. And I go to lie him down and I see blisters all around his mouth, little pimples, very clear. And they've had hand, foot and mouth disease at kinder. So he's home and I love the idea of Dr. Becky because I feel bad saying this, but I'm feeling, you can hear him literally, that's him, a little defeated. I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel like every time I try to get something done, something just comes up. Something's always coming up and like, no that's kids. I literally remember my therapist saying to me, like, this is how it is until they get to school. Like, if you send them to childcare, it's like a catch-22. You send them to childcare so that you can work or, you know, maybe you have to as well, like whatever the situation is. And then you end up having to keep them home because they get sick from there, which is like just life, right? It's not anybody's fault. Like, absolutely not. I sent him yesterday. I didn't even know that he had it. He had no symptoms. So he was probably contagious yesterday. But that means like instead of having 6 hours, I'll probably get about 3. And it also means like no routine, probably no gym this week. And I know that sounds really like, I'm in two minds. Like I know that sounds really selfish because it's not his fault. Obviously not. Absolutely not. It's not his fault. He's a baby. But I always think of Dr. Becky when she says two things can be true. You know, my son is sick and I want to take care of him, but I'm also disappointed that I'm not getting what I need to get done. And it means I've got to like squeeze things in after bed. I've got a meeting tomorrow that I got to have. I got to shift that to his nap time, which again takes out, like when you've only got 3 hours and you're having an hour meeting, takes out a big chunk of time that I can get done. Yeah. So I probably won't get as much vlogging done. This will be a super short one, but I also was learning about vlogging the other day and someone said, vlog in the moments that are the toughest. And guys, this is like, it's just been on and off. I've had 1 week on, 1 week off. So that's just how it is. It's how it is when you build and you have kids, guys. This is literally the reality of it. And the tough, like not tough, but the part that makes it a bit tricky is like I plan on recording today. Plan on getting a whole bunch of recording done and that's not going to happen. It can happen. I've got 3 hours so I can get it done then. But now my mind's like, where can I fit things? What can I do? How can I get this in? How can I squeeze it in? What really needs to be done? And on the bright side, that's a positive of having kids. Like you get super efficient because you don't have the time that you did before. Like I look at myself before kids and I think, what did I do for 8 hours? Now let's couple that with the anxiety that I might be getting hand, foot and mouth myself. So that'll probably, let's see what happens. Let's see what next week looks like. Who fucking knows? But this is where we're at this week, guys. And now we're off to the doctors to make sure. And then I'll probably have to take him back to the doctors next week before he goes back to get clearance. Okay. And I think that's the thing with situations. I think one thing that I've learned, again, from Dr. Becky and something that I feel like is really important, which by the way, I really have to go because I can see him, but he's in the TV room by himself and we have to leave now to go to the doctors. But something that I learned about with Dr. Becky is, and something that I've learned from all my like mental health and all my therapy sort of learning is balancing that idea of like toxic positivity, like let's just make it work versus acknowledging the disappointment before we move forward. So I think two things right now. This week is not going to look like what I'd hoped and I'm allowed to be upset about that. But also I have to figure out how I'm going to make this week work at the same time and what are the most important things I need to get done. So that's where we're at this week. I don't know if I'll record again. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'll get time. I don't have my kids in the recordings. That's just a personal choice. But guys, that's what I wanted with this vlog, the reality of building a startup with kids. And this is definitely the reality of it. He's coming and hear him. All right. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck because I could be recording next week in a very sick bed saying this is the next reality of parenting, the part where you catch what they've got. All right. So far, he's in a good headspace. Like, so far, he's good though. Like, no fever and anything. So let's be grateful for that in terms of for him, his safety, his well-being. But let's see, guys. We can do hard things. Why don't we spoil ourselves and get a tea on the way to the doctors? There we go. That's something that would make me feel a bit better. And so far, he's good. So now we've got things to do. Like, I don't have much food in the fridge because I didn't plan for this. So that's the next step. All right. Catch you in the next video. Okay. I want to be like, we're locking in this week. Now, this is the end of the vlog for last week because, as you can see, I ended the week with like my son getting hand, foot and mouth disease, which I did not get, thankfully, but nonetheless, and it was a very mild case, so he was okay, thankfully, but it ended up meaning that he was home all week. So I still got 2 posts out, thankfully, thanks to the system that I have, which is good, it means that worked. But I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. And I missed out on basically 2 days of full work. So this is what I learned for last week, guys. I do this thing, and I don't know if you do it too, but like obviously social media, we look around us, we see all these people posting all the time, and we're like, I can do that too. So I set these enormous expectations of what I should be achieving into my day, into my weeks. And then when I don't get that, it causes a lot of issues. Like I just lose it. Like I really do. I struggle with it. And I'm like, okay, something needs to change because that's not my life. Like, you know, as you know, and I remember the conversation I had with my therapist where she was like, this is kids. Like this is what it's going to look like for the next couple of years. 1 week they're fine, the next week they're sick. And that's what's happened this month. It has been one baby was sick, the other got sick. Then I had like a week of work. Then it was my son got sick again. And then now I'm here. So what I realized was that I tend to design my like expectations around not the life that I'm in. And I remember listening to this video and it was this fitness person talking about capacity. And she was like, you know, people set these goals of fitness and like they think about everything they want to achieve, but they don't think about the capacity they actually have. So I have done that most definitely. I am thinking of all the things that I want to achieve, but I'm not thinking about the capacity that I have right now and the flexibility that I need because, for example, I was like, lock it in, let's get it done today. Got a call. My son dropped his soft toy. I gave it to him. He dropped it. I didn't realize in the car. And now he doesn't have his soft toy, which he needs for sleep because he's only 1.5, right? And now like to go up and back, I've got to do that today too, which adds and obviously takes away like a good, and I know this sounds really like ridiculous a bit, but it takes a good half an hour now. So, and I've got an appointment today. I've got stuff to do. So, and content to record. So I can feel the anxiety creeping up because this is life, guys. So what I'm realizing is capacity is really important to consider in any strategy that we do. It's really important. So for example, I thought I could do that whole strategy of like promoting stacked, doing 2 separate accounts. That was my idea. I was going to do 2 separate social media accounts and I was going to promote it through this social media account. Obviously now I'm like, that's not going to happen because I get weeks where I can't even like post. Or I can post, but I can only post twice. The consistency that I need for that is not there right now. Like it's really tricky at the moment. So something I'm realizing is I really need to factor in the capacity. And when I was thinking of that last week and I was like, okay, I'm also doing Jessie Jean's Yap Challenge. And that was something she said, don't set yourself up to fail. Like don't set yourself this goal of posting every day when you're a mum and you have kids that can get sick and they're staying at home. And literally it was like she was talking to me in that moment. So capacity is really important when we're considering what we're trying to achieve, but also the strategy that we're going about it. So this is something that I have realized and have decided to just at the moment not do the professional stacked account, not do the brand account, and instead just promote, like not even promote it. I think I just need to focus on building out my own accounts right now. I love YouTube. I find it so fun. I find it so easy to record. And I think for now, that's where I need to be. I need to be just talking, sharing my journey, like sharing what I build with AI, what I do. I think that's where it's at right now for me. And that's something that I realized this week. Capacity is part of the strategy. It's not the part that holds us back. And that's how I've been thinking for the past couple, honestly, since forever, if I'm being honest with you. Like I literally saw, you know, me being a mum as a restraint because there's only so much time I can get things done. And I have to do it this way. And to do it this way, I need to do X, Y, and Z. And when I couldn't do that because it actually didn't align with the capacity that I have right now, I would get really frustrated. So that's how I'm thinking of things this week. What is the capacity that I actually have? So first things first this week, we are focusing on only the personal account. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is long form. I feel like my flow with that is really good. My editor's amazing. My system has really helped with that. But this week, which you'll see the vlog for this week, which I will vlog through the week, is only going to be focused on creating content. I'm doing Jessie Jean's Yap Challenge and I'm really excited. I feel like it's going to be really challenging, but I just want to create posts at the moment. I think that's all I need to do. Another thing I've been listening to is Caleb, I think I want to say Johnson, but I don't know if that's right. And that was from Jessie Jean. And he was talking about when you're starting out, you really just need volume because the volume will tell you what to go through, like what the strategy is basically, or like what the audience that you're looking for likes. And I think I just haven't done that. I've been too busy trying to post across 2 platforms, think differently for 2 brands, so to speak. And I'm not there. The capacity is not there. I have to be honest about that. And I think at this point in time, the reason I'm making the decision I'm making, and genuinely, is because I agree that people want to know about people. And I think that's why brands are showing so much founder stories and whatnot. And I don't know exactly where I am right now. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know Stacked is there. I love it. I don't know if that's what people are going to want. I'll be honest. I don't know if that's going to be my thing. So I think for now, it's really important that I practice creating and speaking as myself rather than trying to speak as a brand. I think it gives me more flexibility to morph, to evolve, to adjust, to change as I need to with what I'm creating. Like, I've got so many ideas, guys. I've created 2 other things this week with AI for myself. One this morning and one literally, like, I'm just fixing something on my phone now with Claude. I created like a little assistant that helps me. But anyways, I'll talk about that next week. So if you want to hear the new ideas next week and what's going on, follow along. And if you want to build with AI, follow along, because I feel like this is something that is really important, especially, and that's the thing I love about AI. If you've got no capacity, if you're really busy, AI is great because you can just code something and walk away. And I know that's not going to be the perfect product, and I know that's not going to be how it always works, but to get something off the ground, to build something for yourself, it's made things so much easier and so different. So remember, guys, capacity is strategy. That's what Claude told me when I put a voice note in and needed it to summarize, and that's so true. So this week, I'm really focusing on what's my capacity and how I can align my strategy to reflect the capacity that I have, rather than trying to think of a strategy that doesn't align at all with where I am in my life. So learning curve this week, changing it up again and normalizing the fact that we're changing things. We are going to be focusing on how we can show up rather than how we think we should. So I'll catch you in the next video. I'm so excited to explore and to play and to do things a little bit differently.